My name is Sharon Armstrong, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Dallas area. I want to go through with how I do a workshop. That seems to be a big question for demonstrators, so I would like to show you how I prepare for one and what all I take. If you'll look over here, you'll see my bags. I'm all packed and ready to go to my workshop tonight. I have a rolling cart that has some 12 by 12 containers in it. I like to put my individual projects in the 12 by 12s so that it keeps me more organized when I'm at the workshop. I also have my Stampin' Up! Bag that has my Big Shot in it, my dies, whatever else I can't fit in here in my rolling cart. You can put a lot in that big bag. Below the bag, you'll see my Stampin' Up! Business bag that has my catalogs, my order forms, ink pens, calculator. Make sure you take all of those things with you as well. And now I want to show you, I like to have what I call is a workshop in a box kind of idea. Another 12 by 12 container. These work really well. I like to tell people that our cardstock comes in two different sizes. One is 8.5 by 11. This works really good for making cards. You cut it in half and you have two cards. Another is just 12 by 12. While scrapbookers love this, it's really good too for using pieces of it to make other projects as well. Lots of layers, things like that. We have beautiful designer series papers that is two-sided, and there's lots to choose from. I like to have little post-it notes on the back that tell me what page, because a lot of times people say, what page is that on? Well, our catalog is overwhelming to them, and sometimes it is for demonstrators as well. It's real hard for me to remember what page things are on. So it's nice to tell me that you know, the DSP starts on page 172 in the idea book and catalog. So just feel free to make yourself little notes for that as well. On page 7 of the Occasions Mini is this beautiful glimmer paper that Stampin' Up! Has. It's perfect for cutting into strips, punching little hearts out, adding that nice glitzy touch to your projects. I like to show people how it's packaged because sometimes seeing it in the catalog they just don't know. There are only 2 sheets in here, but this paper is meant to be like an accent paper. You would not use that for a whole scrapbook page. Right now we have our celebration going on, and I like to make myself notes in my stamp sets that tell people if they spend $50 they could get this particular stamp set for free. So make yourself notes that there's nothing wrong with doing that. Another item that we have in the Occasions Mini is this beautiful Simply Sent kit, and what comes in here is actual cards that are already stamped on. The one medallion is actually embossed, and then these are stamped images. This is a beautiful feeling product that we have. It comes with envelopes, and it also comes with these little self-adhesive dies to finish decorating the project. And I like to show in my presentation that we have a Stamp-A-Majig that is also on page 192. I tell them how to open up our stamp pads. Sometimes that we think it's a no-brainer, but I tell them there's 3 little belly button little holes, and if they'll aim that towards their belly button and just push on it, then the top will pop up. This is a patented stamp pad. It slides itself into the lid, and then that way the lid is out of the way when you're stamping. I'm going to take the self-adhesive die sheets that came with this. I'm going to get a stamp out that's the thank you stamp. Okay. I'm going to take and use the Stamp-A-Majig by lining up the little imaging sheet right in the corner of my L bracket, ink up my stamp, line this up, stamp straight down, lift straight up. So now I know exactly what I'm going to be stamping and where I'm going to be stamping. You almost have to use a Stamp-A-Majig to stamp on these little sheets because it is a small area, and I think I'm pretty good at stamping, but I'm not that good. So you're going to line this up on the self-adhesive die like you want it. You will pull this away, out of the way, take your stamp, ink it up again, line this up in the corner of the Stamp-A-Majig, stamp straight down, lift straight up. Another thing that this is good for, even without the imaging sheet, some of our stamps tend to rock when you stamp with them. If you will just line that up and use it, it'll keep it from rocking. So that's a great tip as well. Okay, so now I have my, my thank you stamped on my self-adhesive die. I'm just going to lift this up, attach it to the card, and voila, I have a perfect card. It is a nice quality card that I can give to my hostess. I will have written a note already inside. After I demo this, then I hand it to her, thanking her for letting me come and share our product with her and her friends. Now, the Simply Scent Kit, this is perfect for anybody who is at the party who doesn't want to buy the cutter, buy adhesive, because everything is in this kit except for the stamp set. That is an additional fee, but everything is right here that they can use to make cards. Get this out of the way. Okay, I like to tell people that we have the samplers of our DSPs, our designer series papers, because in the catalog it just doesn't do it justice. They need to be able to touch and feel our papers. So I do have my sample with that. Get that out of the way. Another thing I like to show in the catalog, we have a color coach. We have beautiful colors, but sometimes trying to figure out how they all go together is overwhelming. So I use this a lot when I'm planning my projects because it helps me, but it's great for your customers as well. So if you have this with you, then they can understand more how to use this tool. Punches. We have a great assortment of punches, and I love our punches. I've added the snowflake punch to this card. There is no way that I would take a pair of snips or scissors and cut out this punch, or cut out this image, so you almost have to have a punch to go with it, okay? I love this card. This is so my style on stamping. I'm showing, I know it may be kind of hard on the camera, but I've got some of our little pearls, our little bling. I've used embossing with the Big Shot embossing folders. I've got ribbon, I've got stamping, I've got punching. This card to me says it all, because this puts a lot of products in your customer's hands, but a very simple stamped card for them to make at a make and take. I tell them that the punches start on page 200. Okay, I've got my post-it note. I show them how to open up the punch, and I tell them if you have trouble with the punch in any way, it may be that the locking is not completely open. So that is one thing to check. Okay. Our punches coordinate with a lot of our stamps. So I have the little simple snowflake here. I'm going to take that out. Again, teaching them how to use our stamp pad. Swing that open, lock it into place. I have scraps. I keep scraps of paper, and then go ahead and show them. When you're inking up a stamp, I tell them that it sounds like knocking, not rocking. People will get a better image if they will just knock and not rock. Okay, so again, I've stamped my snowflake. I'm going to take my punch and turn it upside down so that I can line it up and put it in here. Squeeze. Sometimes this one's a little bit harder because there's so many areas. Squeeze, punch that out, and now I have shown them how to add this snowflake embellishment to their card. Okay. Is that my stamp pad? All right, another thing that I like to show at a workshop is samples of how to use our products. I have the ribbon ring here that's a sample of all of our ribbons, because again, in the catalog, it doesn't do it justice. These are beautiful ribbons. So I have a card that I take with me that shows the wider ribbon here. It also has other things on there, and unless they ask me, I don't go into that. I'm just showing how to use how the ribbon is used on this card. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Has fabric? Oh my word, we have got the most beautiful fabric, and even if you're not a sewer, which I'm not, you can do lots of things with our fabric. This is one thing that was done with this particular fabric. It was a bag tag that was given to me by one of my downline at Leadership. And on the bag tag, it also has the little fabric covered brad. So then this is a great way to show the brads. And so I will have this with me. And then I open that up and let them see the assortment of brads, because you can't see all that in the actual catalog. Another thing that we have are buttons. Oh my word, we have got so many beautiful buttons. The first stamp party that I went to, she put a button on a card and I went nuts. I couldn't believe that. So another thing to use buttons are as an accent. So on this gift bag that I got, it has a big button there. But again, there's so many uses that you can use the buttons for. But this is just one sample of the large buttons that we carry. Sometimes you are making a card, say it's the fall season, and you needed a pumpkin. Well, you have lots of stamps, but you don't have a pumpkin stamp. So if you can teach your customers how to take a punch the cardstock, 3 pieces there, how to make a pumpkin just with cardstock. That will help them a lot. Still get the look that they're wanting, but yet not feel like they have to buy another stamp set just to get that one pumpkin. Now, some people have asked me, this actually has a stamped image in the background, and it is stamped with Baroque motifs and then covered up with the punched pieces to make the pumpkin. Okay, so that seems to be, it's an easy way to get the end result that you're wanting. We have an awesome machine called a Big Shot. It is a die cutting machine. I try really hard to make cards without it, and I just can't. I wanted to show you some samples of cards that have the Big Shot images on it. This is using the embossing folder, okay? And then I have several other ones that have just a piece of the embossed image on a card. Here's another one. This is the embossing folder here. And then this one's really hard to see, but it's also the little Swiss dot embossing folder. And this is what the embossing folder looks like. Okay, they would put the paper inside, sandwich it in the machine, crank it through the Big Shot. So I just like to bring this up when I'm doing my presentation at a workshop so that people will understand we do have so many products, and sometimes you just can't bring it all to a workshop, but if somebody sees something they like, then they're going to say, can I have a party and use that Big Shot machine? Alright, these are just really cute little earrings that were made with our adornments that are in the Occasions Mini. They were just added to an earring back, and they have a flat backing, so they glue really well. And so then I like to show that we sell, I can't get the box open right now, but that we sell these little flower adornments that come in this little container that I can't open.